Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. What we're going to be walking through today is how to get started with Divi Overlays. So as you can see over here on the menu, we've already got Divi Overlays installed. We've already got the license key activated. That process is the same as it is for any other plugin. You go to Divi Life, purchase your license. They're going to give you a license code. You install this through a zip file under the plugins section here. And then you plug in your license key, hit activate, and you're off to the races. But we've done that process already, and that's not what this video is about. We're here to show you how to get started with Divi Overlays. The beauty and the power of Divi Overlays is that you can use a Divi Builder to create pop-ups and all these different things that you can use, and really it's limited by your imagination. And what we're going to do today is just a simple email opt-in, just a very basic overlay, and I'll actually show you here. If you go to KeeganLanierMedia.com, I'll show you an example of what we're going to recreate. And it's actually our opt-in. So when our page loads here, this stay in touch link, actually when you click on it, it activates a Divi overlay. So we'll show you what it looks like. We've created an opt-in here, and it ties into MailChimp. You put in your name, put in your email, stay in touch, and that's it. It just slides in like that, fades away. And it's a really simple thing, but it's the layout possibilities are endless. So we're going to jump into Divi Overlays and go to Add New. And it's going to bring us right here into a new Divi Overlay, which looks like pretty much every other section or every other post type inside of WordPress. And we're going to call this just Test Overlay. And I'm going to try and type a little better. So we've got this, and we're going to use the Divi Builder. I'm going to insert this, and in the example I showed you on our site, we use the 1/3 columns. We'll come down here, we'll do an email opt-in, test opt-in, get in touch. Now we haven't integrated this site with an account, with an actual MailChimp account, but you would be able to select your service provider, pick your list, and that would be simple. You can design it however you'd like. In the example that we showed you a minute ago, all we did was add a one pixel wide border. We actually dropped the opacity down just a little bit. I want to say it was something like this. And we had to add a little bit of padding. So we did 25 all the way around. That gave it a little separation between the border. So we've got our opt-in, and that's our layout. And there's a few other options baked into Divi Overlays. So we're going to pick a background color. Let's say we go black, and we'll just drop it down to where there's a little bit of transparency, but not much. Then here you've got this CSS Trigger. So we'll just call it test. You can change a few things. Do you want it to only be triggered on all pages, on a specific page, prevent the main page from scrolling? That's one of those things where you just have to play with it and see if that's exactly what you want. Enable URL trigger. You can customize the close button. And so close button after so many days. Hide the main close button or customize it, because you can do these with some exit intent as well and make them like an email opt-in as people are getting ready to leave the site. Just to make it match the colors of our site, we're going to do this just like so. Font size a little bit bigger, padding a little bit bigger. We'll fill that space. That way we got a great close button where people can see it. They don't feel like they're trapped. Makes a much better user experience. You can either disable or leave enabled on mobile. You can pick the trigger, exit intent, scroll percentage. So if you want people to go 50% down your page before this pops up automatically, you can do that as well. Or you can do it by time. We're not going to have a trigger. We're just going to leave it this way. And one thing that's really, really important once we save this. Oh, I almost missed this part, the actual animation. So you can have a few different ways that this thing will pop up whenever you activate the overlay. So coming from the corner, slide down, scale, and so on, little boxes. There's a bunch of different designs. We're just going to do a simple fade and slide. We'll hit publish. And when we hit publish, you're going to see these extra options up here, the manual trigger. Say we want this to be triggered from our main header, like from our menu. You would copy this ID. And then when we go into our menu, you're going to see this is very, very basic, right? We'll drop the screen options down here, and you're going to pick a link relationship. And that's where we're going to paste this. We'll paste the code there. Hit save. And let's jump into the front end and see if it works. And there we go. We didn't optimize the background or any of that stuff, but basically, that's your Divi overlay. Very simple like that, and you can create all these different layouts. So if you wanted to have a restaurant, for example, and there was a quick reservation link, you could click this and build a reservation opt-in here where it just pops up wherever they are and do a fixed menu to where if they scroll down the page, they can make a reservation, go into here into this form. You can do it for a contact form. You can really do anything there. And that's one way where you can activate it from a menu. There's also some other options to create a link. So this CSS ID, we would come down into the page after we copy the CSS ID, edit the home page, and we need to get into the Divi Builder. Let's jump into the front end, just because I really enjoy the Visual Builder. Huge shout out to Elegant Themes. They've done a pretty awesome job with the Visual Builder. And if you're not familiar enough with the Visual Builder, you do have a ton of other options. We're just going to use existing content in this example. So we'll open this here. And you can see we've got that link here. Interesting. So we're going to dump this link in the CSS ID. And then for our content, just needs to link somewhere. So we're going to save this and check it out. See if everything functions the way we want it to function. We hope. And it does. So it's as simple as that. You just have to have the link going somewhere. As you noticed in the Visual Builder, one key trick, if this link is farther down, I know this is a very short demo page, but if it's farther down, there's a few things you want to do on this particular link. So when I highlight this, if you've never used section IDs, this right here will actually scroll the content all the way back to the top of the page. So if you don't want the page to scroll back up and it creates a bad user experience, you want to keep them focused on the piece of your page that they're on, you want to add any text behind this, and it really doesn't matter. Ideally, it's not a section anywhere else in the page, or else the link will still jump to that other section ID. So it can be, no link. It can be really anything you want, as long as it's not just, if it's just not the hashtag. That way, because like I said, if you do that, it will jump you back up to the very top of the page. So that's just a little trick. It's something that I learned along the way. It's just, if you're not super familiar with CSS, you probably wouldn't realize it. So I wanted to make sure I cover this here so that you all know, and knowing is half the battle. So that's really all we have for Divi Overlays. This is a basic rundown, and just think, You're only limited on the design of these overlays by your imagination and really what you can accomplish inside of the Divi Builder. So I hope this has been extremely beneficial. We appreciate you watching, and we hope you have an awesome day.